everybody, welcome back to the channel, and this is my ranking of every 2019 movie I've seen so far. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Before we start, I just want to point out, for now on, whenever I do these type of videos, rankings of the movies that have come out this year, I am doing it in specific order. So I'm going to do a list of the bad ones, the okay ones, the good ones, the really good ones, and then the best. 5 sections. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get straight into this. And let's go ahead and start off with the bad. And number 15 for me is Captain Marvel. For me, this is easily the worst of 2019. I just do not like this movie. I enjoy it a little bit. It's fine. Nick Fury is good in this movie. Captain Marvel, she is good in this movie. She's the most powerful superhero in all of the MCU. Everything in this movie works. The thing that holds this movie down for me is because I'm not really fond of her attitude in these movies. If you guys remember in Avengers Endgame, her attitude was terrible. She thought that she was the best and she had to stop Thanos alone. She wouldn't let anyone else go. I'm not really a fan of that. I think, well, you can help stop Thanos, but why not just go with these characters like Black Widow, Captain America, like these characters that have already been in the Avengers. You can't just stop Thanos yourself. Her attitude is a little better. Like in the beginning of this movie, she is a great character. Towards the end, that's when she starts to get kind of a bad attitude, which leads to Endgame. I really enjoy this movie. I think the casting is actually pretty good. When I first heard that this was the casting for Captain Marvel, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be a good movie. And then at the end, the best thing about this movie is easily the cast, but the movie itself is kind of a waste of time. And especially since this came out around the same time as Shazam, and apparently Shazam, he's like the Captain Marvel of DC, so they were kind of battling, and ultimately I think Shazam won. I really want to put Captain Marvel higher on this list, but for me, it comes in at my number 15. That is actually the only movie in the category of bad. Now let's get into the next category, and that is okay. And for starters, number 14, first one in the okay section, I'm going to go with A Dog's Way Home. This is one that I actually think is a very good movie. I saw this the first time, and it was sad. It was really sad. And every time I watched it, it got more sad up until I didn't really want to watch it anymore. And yeah, it's an okay movie, but yeah, it is number 14. And then up next, we have Triple Frontier at number 15. Then after that, we have Glass at number 13. I mean, Triple Frontier number 13, and Glass at number 12. So this is my category of the okays. I want to put Glass higher, but yeah. Now let's get into the next category, and that is good. So good movies, let's go ahead and do it. And number 11, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Number 10, Men in Black International. And number 9 is Dark Phoenix. I put these all in the good category because I find these very good movies that a lot of people don't like, and I really enjoy them, so they're in the good category. Now let's get into the really good category. Number 8 is one that I really want to put higher, and that is, of course, Shazam. I really, really, really love Shazam, and I'll get more to it in a minute. And then number 7 is the Lego Movie 2, and then number 6 is How to Train Your Dragon 3. These are all amazing movies that I think should be higher than the really good category, but they are really good. I don't necessarily think they're the absolute best that cinema's made in 2019, but they are really good, so I think they deserve really good. But with all that said, now let's go ahead and jump into the top 5 best of 2019. So let's get into this. Bringing us into the top 5 is going to be The Secret Life of Pets 2. This movie is a very, very, very interesting movie. I really do enjoy it. Now, I don't necessarily think this is better than the first Secret Life of Pets. The first Secret Life of Pets was a quality film, and this film is also a quality film. But Secret Life of Pets 1, it was a little bit better than this one. But I still really enjoy this film, and I think it deserved the top 5. At number 4, Spider-Man Far From Home. This is a very good movie that I think deserved to be in the top 5. I want to put this in the top 3. This made it to my number 1 of my Spider-Man ranking, and it also made it into the top 3 of my MCU ranking. It didn't quite make it in the top 3 of the 2019 movies, but that's only because there was a lot of great 2019 movies. It was kind of hard to pick where to place things. But for me, these are very good movies, so this is a very good movie that I really enjoy. I want to put it higher, but for me, it comes in at number 4 because it isn't quite as good as the ones I have higher on the list. But yeah, and the only reason, and this is a very good movie. I give it about 9.9 out of 10. It's a good movie, but the next 3, these are all 10 out of 10s for me, so let's go ahead and check it out. And number 3 for me is going to be John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. This is the biggest action blockbuster. Well, no, in-game probably is. This is the biggest action, like rated R, awesome guns and violence and all over the place, blood flow, and it is just a really good action movie. And I think this is better than the first 2 John Wicks, and I just think this is one of the best of 2019. I had to put it in the top 3. So yeah, John Wick Chapter 3, it is my number 3. Our runner-up is going to be Avengers Endgame. This film is a flawless film. It's at a 10 out of 10 for me. This does such a great job of ending off these characters that we've come to know and love so much, from Captain America to Iron Man to all these different characters. It does such a great job to ending off the Infinity Saga. And I just think it's a really, really, really good movie. So for me, it has to come in at this spot. The only reason it's number 2 is because this is a flawless film. I give it about a 10 out of 10. The only reason it's number 2 is because there is one that I think deserved to be number 1. And for me, number 1, so far the best movie of 2019, I'm going to give it to Toy Story 4. This film does such a good job of doing what the other Toy Story movies couldn't do, ending off the Toy Story saga or something. Now, a lot of people will argue that Toy Story 3 was the end to the Toy Story movies. That was the end of the Andy storyline. It wasn't the end to the Toy Story line. And we get to come back and see these characters in Toy Story 4. And it just works so well. If you want more on this, go check out my review for Toy Story 4. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. Also, tell me down in the comments, what do you think? What is your top 5, at least, of the 2019 movies so far? Anyway, thanks for watching, and peace out.